Quiet Roost Dream, Strength 5, Assault it. Yeah, let's do it. Send him. None of us knew what had changed the beasts who roamed our wilds. We knew something lived inside them. Blue, burning hate that frenzied them. Then, left them still. A stone sentence. Worse and more deadly than any venom. Today, we finally found out where it came from. And why it wouldn't stop. Well, Quiet Roost Dream looks mostly intact. Maybe the rumors aren't true. Well, all the better then. I got a bad feeling though. Personally, I'm not expecting things to go smoothly. Yeah, I'm with you. Their approach to the town of Quiet Roost Dream is completely silent. Uh-oh. I feel like we're about to be ambushed. Right click to drag to... Oh my god, I actually... Wow, I had not used the drag offset at all yet. This is... Oh, that's helpful. Oh, baby, that's helpful. We'll set it to straight on for the moment, and then as we approach the houses, we'll do it slightly differently. I mean, look, I just want to get the silk steps off. I want to get the setups off in broad. Maybe use the silk steps to explore a little. Okay, so there's definitely nothing in this this house. Good. One house cleared. You move up and set up a sentinel. We can't see those spaces in this house, I don't think. Okay, now I'm pretty sure they're fine as well. Oh, wait. Am I going to provoke them from this far? Just making absolutely certain that that was fine. I'll move there. You set there. Go for an ambush on those targets. Silly, you need to just find a better position. And Kyle? You know what, Kyle? You're hidden. Go exploring, bud. Seriously? Okay, there. We'll sweep left to right naturally so that we don't get targeted from behind. Really have to do a partial second campaign to see all the systems in this game. I could not say more, but I don't want to ruin any surprises. I suspect that the thing that I think that you are hinting at the possibility of is something that I suspect and was trying to politely word as best I could in the expectations of what I think may happen in the future. If there aren't any enemy cards in the top right, monsters are not discovered, and the ambush isn't imminent. Huh. Neat. Kyle, do you want to go further? Yeah, go a little further. Uh-oh. Beric Wide is petrified beyond our help now, so is Galley. Alright, Kyle, why don't you take another advanced position? The still market. They're petrified somehow. This is what'll happen? And how many more are there? There's tracks. They go up to that barn door. Too many buildings around, no idea what could be waiting for us. And whatever did this could still be inside. Yeah, there we go. Ranger Bogmore, Raccoon, and 2-row. Yup. They... Defeat the ambush, check out the barn. Okay. Whoa. Wait, Bogmore's... Are any of the rest of them visible already, or is it just the Bogmore? Ah, it's just the Bogmore. Right, of course. Lamp can be lit. Mystic can light this lamp. Like, look, I can try it. I can't even interfuse with that one. If I did interfuse with this one, it would not have the ability to blind a target. Turn the interfuse back off again. Kimaru has the ability to attack from a certain direction there. We could also just get Eloise to take a more advanced position. 4 to 6. 4 to 6. Eloise does not protect naturally against that. Taking Sentinel Plus. Reaction strike and stopping their movement. Damn. Oh, whoa. I got a prepared shot already against you. Get prepared on. And murdered. What did you think you were going to step to me? Get stepped on. And now we know that it's a safer advanced position to take for everyone, so I think we'll just move them up. Do I dash him? I don't think I dash him. Maybe. Maybe I dash them. You stand there, take an advanced position over on that door. Wait. And then just send Eloise as far up as I can. Ah, hello, Ro. So the range of the Ro, backliner cannot get my way. The Ro in the front line can. Antlers for 2 to 4 damage. I mean, look, we could just set up a ambush on those. Kimaru moves up here. Very specifically sets up an ambush in these tiles. Okay, Eloise. Stand next to that cover, set up a sentinel. Silly. You could interfuse with campfire? Lighting that? Yeah, that doesn't seem right. With a log. A wild grasp of 5 range. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5. Does this count adjacency as a range? 5. Well, oh no, it does. We've already figured this out, right? Because 1.5. Yeah, no, it'll be able to. So let's interfuse with the log. And then use the log to wild grasp the row into the ambush. Get him. Kyle, pop open that door as a swift. Move a space up. See that rager. Move a space back down. Take a free shot. Your shot is kind of garbage, bud. Swap those weapons. Pop yourself up there. Got him. And then I think it's just the Rager as well. Hey, bud. I'm going to attack you from this side. Yes, now you may think your worries are over, but I'm afraid, friend, they've just begun. Get it. And now the rest of this is checking out the barn, so let's continue taking advanced positions. 2 row. A raccoon. There's still a raccoon out there. There's still a raccoon out there we've not seen. All right, silly, take a defensible position. Interviews yourself with the campfire just because someone told me to. Illuminate. That door took damage. Someone's trying to break out of it. Okay. Let's set up ambushes. Once the fire is lit, you can throw it? Wait, hang on. Hang on. Silly. What about that? Ah, steel fire. The restless fire is unleashed into a nearby tile, burning where it lands and dealing half damage to the units it passes through. I'm not going to set up my flame ranger or anything like that here, but that is cool. That is cool. You can finally do ember arrows. Still think that may not just be a thing that I want to do at all for a while. Kimadu takes a hard advanced position here. Sets up an ambush. Where Eloise... That's not a good position for you. Eloise... I'm going to have Silly move out there. And then Eloise, you can move up past that. Take a sentinel position. I can interfuse with another target. So I'm going to interfuse with the bushes and rocks here. Just setting myself up with attacks. Done wait. And then Kyle, you literally just need to get as close to the battle as you can. Does Amber Arrow trigger for ambush too? It's a passive, right? So yeah, it would. Hello, Raccoon. You can't see any of us, so you are going to emerge. What's your range like? 6 range? Silly, you are just like straight up getting out of the battle. Get out of dodge. Ooh. Or you go here. Withdraw from this log as a free action. Interfuse at the end of your turn with this camp. No, I'm not going to. My bad. I don't have the ability to turn on the campfire and then throw immediately afterwards. That was the goal and aim. Rough. Never mind, I'll light it Oh no, but now I'm not hidden. No! 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 Kyle! No! Kyle! No. Oh, attack Eloise, please. Never mind, it's fine. Kyle's a god. Kyle's an absolute genius brain lord. Silly, you can steal... Excuse me? Excuse me? Lamb? Steel fire. Steel fire. Oh. Oh, I have to select the target that's going to be doing it. Got it. Okay. Well, that worked out pretty well, I think. Stand, silk step across, and now we start taking advanced positions, okay? Completely calculated. Yeah, we have enough knowledge about this building to know there's nothing in there now. Kimaru, you also take another advanced position. Hey, excuse me, Kimaru? Yeah, you should have the ability also to set up an ambush now. Take some time to do so. Silly, you... I mean... Everyone just cautiously move forward. Kimaru, I think you still stand there, though. Kyle, you are actually going to dash. And then Silly will take your position. Will opening the door reveal me? It doesn't say negative 100% chance of hidden, so... I think not. Gorgon! Shimmering fluidly, its silent, slithering approach fascinates the mind as it haunts the heart. 2 row cards in there as well. We can see the Gorgon is revealed up in the back corner. It has 3 actions, slash for 6 to 7 damage. Oof. Pinning Toxin, 1 to 3 magical damage and 1 to 5 range. As a swift action, attacks and pins the target in place. It also spreads corruption when it dies. We are definitely going to have to bait you into an ambush of some kind. That appears quite certain to me. Eloise taking advanced position. Kimaru. You need to start moving up, but also taking advanced positions. Kyle behind here, and you'll just hard wait that turn. And then Silly. This is annoying, but Silly, you need to get as far as you possibly can forward, but I can't move you to there, so you're going to have to take another turn. That's what this advanced positions means. It literally means advances and forwards. Eloise took cover. Constrict. A serpent of animating fabric. Round around an enemy. Hobbling it and squeezing its life. There's also Shackle here. 2 and 4 range. Honestly, shackling that Gorgon seems like a good idea. Like a capital G good idea. Unfortunately, I don't have the ability to target the metal bucket from any of the positions that I can get my way into. Hobbling it seems okay. But it also does have ranged attacks. So, I don't know. I kind of want to bait him around the corner like this. Set up a sentinel there. Kyle, literally just take a range shot against this target and you'll be fine. Swap weapon. Kill it. Stay in the grain plane. Where'd that arrow come from? Set up your ambush. That'll do. That'll do too. And Silly, you... boy. Yeah, you stand up next to Eloise there. Let's take the wheelbarrow. No. Ooh, blinding nearbys. It's pretty good. I'm going to interfuse with actually both of those. Just setting myself up for a better kit. Okay, let's go back to Silly and see if our Splinter Blast has the ability to target both. It does indeed. Shred that. Baby. Okay, and Kyle and Kimaru both have the ability to get in close enough to kill that Gorgon. I'm almost entirely certain. Swap your weapon. Move in here. Melee strike for 6. Oh, I should have thrown that dagger first. That ended my turn. It's fine. Kimaru is going to do the same. Swap weapon. Strike. Oh, interesting. This has a lower chance to hit? Oh, this must not be 90 degrees from the other attack. Oops. Still hits, though. Oh, and the road didn't even need to... Well, I should have killed that first. As it turns out, we find a star pine bow. Excusez-moi. A well-made bow. Kimaru, your bow would happily be upgraded. Stunt damage 2, damage goes to 4. I don't know, maybe Soli wants it though. Because stunt damage, that triggers more on Soli. Maybe because it's only maybe it's because it only counts the last hit. Maybe. Can you make multiple flanking attacks a turn? I think you would be able to, but yeah, I don't know for certain. I'll tell you the problem here is Kimaru is supposed to be built around being ranged. No, Kimaru, no, it's totally on you. I can't make an argument the other which way. Spell Shard, an offhand artifact. It grants additional potency. Well, guess who gets the whole potent stuff? Kyle Soli is now a Bloodhorn Hunter. Attacks against wounded targets deal +1 damage. I do like that. There's also Through Shot, seen prior. Wisdom gets a bonus to all campaign level tasks based on age. Plus 100% of base job speed for every 35 years of age. And also Crippling Strikes, they apply to hobbled to the enemy. I'm going to upgrade Rogue. Our Bloodhorn Mystic here has a Tinker action. Once per combat is a free action. Silly grants 3 armor and 2 warding to himself and, or a nearby ally for 2 turns. Soul Splitting. When Silly takes damage for each interfused object, 1 point is prevented and the object takes 2 damage instead. I think that's our target. Pretty open maybe there. Aid. Once per combat, grant an adjacent target 5 temp health and remove negative status effects. And then there's also the Open Mind. Temp health is 3 plus your potency. So we have 2 potency on this character, as we can see there. It looks like it's rounding down. So we have the ability to do the 5. Open Mind number 2, interfuse range becomes is increased by 1.6, and withdrawal becomes a free action. I have to take Soul Splitting because Silly has been dying so often, but then I will upgrade Open Mind as soon as I have the ability to afterwards. If I do. Was it dead? Do we know how we killed it? Same way we kill everything.
I think we're hitting our peak. I think we're hitting our peak. What do you think?
The hulking carcass steams from its many wounds. Hideous convulsions course along its appendages to the extremities of his body. Then... Swipe! Kyle? No! The thing's tremendous tail flicks across the barn. It plucks Kyle up like he's a straw doll, his weapons falling uselessly from his hands as it pulls him in. Kyle! Kyle! Don't panic! A voice leaks from Kyle's mouth. It's a wrong voice. Weird and discordant. Like someone fretting and plucking a fiddle who's never picked one up.
Still yourselves, bound stacks. This one speaks my words. I can make it die. You are not alike to us. Weak lungs and small minds. Stacks of splintering bones. Thin blood that will so readily betray you. Why flail for your lives? So noisy.
Be wise now. Will you survive if you hurt him?
You think I flail for life as you do? I'm the Gorgon. The Master Ulstrix has promised us silence.
The voice dissolves into sound like rain or distant waves. Wriggling grips tighten. A tentacle invades Kyle's ear.
Stop!
Kimaru leaps forward, his bow drawn back, an arrow knocked. He loses. Stop, I said! The arrow sinks into the great beast's neck. Kyle falls free of its tendrils. As Silly and Eloise rush over to make certain of the Kyle's demise. Make certain of no Kyle demise, but the Gorgon's demise instead, Kimaru supports Kyle, helping him to stand.
Are you in pain?
A strange, stony affliction spreads from Kyle's ear. God damn it. Kyle?
This isn't over. I saw its mind.
This stone was in its claws. Kyle takes the stone from Silly's palm, turning it in front of his eyes, catching slender sunbeams that slice the barn wall. The strange polyhedral stone is slick with Gorgon blood.
Epicrest.
Each face is graven with an intricate image. The word in the Gorgon's head was Epicrest.
This town, Whiteroost Dream. These petrified people, even this monster. I don't want to discount them, but none matter particularly to the bigger picture.
The Epicrest glistens, sticky and blue. The Gorgons have a master.
Ulstrix, it's called. He's looking for something, some myth or secret. I think the riddle is in this stone. I think we have to find out what Ulstrix wants.
And make sure that he doesn't get it? Oh, no. Kimaru... Wait, no, it did both. Kimaru is now retirement age plus 10, and Kyle is less charismatic and more of a loner. No, Kyle. But what about your blossoming relationship with Silly? We can see our resources gained. We have 3 heartwood, 7 hides, 11 ingots, 5 fabrics, 10 spell thread, 9 legacy points. Our stats show here that we have 4 safe tiles, 2 towns. Wait, years plus down the line? So I get more years because of... yeah. Based on your performance in this chapter, you've earned 9 years of peace. So you've got 8 safe tiles, 1 town, infested tiles remaining, and lurking threats remaining, none and none. We get 9 years of peace. Next. Your victory has undermined the enemy's plans. They've been weakened. We've lost the extra damage on raccoons. Love to see that during the years of peace. Kyle tended his mystic seed until one day it sprouted. Well, maybe sprouted wasn't the right word. It burst up in a shower of dirt, producing small, fond noises.
All right, little thing. You can stick with me. You're gonna have to behave, though.
Its growth would be incredibly slow, but perhaps endless. The Gorgon's mark grew and crusted over to cover one side of Kyle's face. It would be a grim reminder of the encounter that day in the quiet Roost Dream Barn. Sometimes, I worried that once times were peaceful, we wouldn't have anything left to talk about.
We could always gossip about Kyle.
Each day, Kimaru swept the path and trimmed back the weeds. Eloise sometimes teased him about it, good-naturedly. We can keep the chaos at bay, but however we can. We're people. That's what we're born to do. Give order to chaos. I kind of like that. All right. This is some sort of an upgrade screen. I appear to see in front of me. We have the ability to start crafting some stuff. Love it. How expensive is it? Cost with discount 1, 9 ingots and 2 hides. Okay, so we can't craft that many of them. Craft an item. Negative 4 LPs. Whoa, 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 whoa. I feel like this is the reason that Advice Galon had told me earlier to hold on to my LP until we got to the end of a chapter. Because it seems like I have the ability to make the best weapons by using that LP as a patch over for what we happen to be missing. Let's have a look at some people's equipment then. But don't use all your LP. Oh, I don't intend to. Kyle. Now, Kyle has definitely... There you go. Gorgonoid crust. You got Gorgonoid. You got a pet pine cone. You got cone. You grow up to be a tree walker or something. Kyle can wall with trees because he's forest kind now. I like it. Let's have a wee look at Kyle's... Is there something that will show me any alterations? Aspect... Gorgonoid. Okay, so Gorgonoid and Gorgonoid crust don't necessarily show us the story of Kyle Solely. There's the story written out there as well. Okay, no, it doesn't look like I'll get any information about what has happened as a direct result of that just yet. That's all good. Okay, Kyle, what do you want? What do you want, though? What do you want? Is it just going to be a big dagger for you, though? Because it easily could be. Also, like, a good ranged weapon. Although we did just pick up a bow on the on Kimaru already. Can I show Kimaru here yet? Or do I only get to look at Eloise? Ah, I click the slot that I want to change. Got it, got it. Some of these can be pretty cheap. Like getting Greybark here, little lower speed, higher armor. I mean, straight up DR is pretty good. Straight up damage reduction. So you could just... Ooh, plus 10 stun chance on the Brawl Guard there. 1 LP it would cost us to get the Wilder Guard instead, though. for 3 armor, 10 dodge, stunt chance as well. I do like the idea of you being a frontline kind of barbarian. Hey, blood-hungry barbarians. It definitely makes sense here. That is a lot of hides, though. Silly, you like fabrics, don't you? But you like 7 hides as well. So, the options here are more armor or more warding and spell damage. Although, importantly, this one is made out of fabrics and spell threads. It doesn't even use hide. Let's have a look at your different magical casting options as well. A wing cherry rod. A heartwood and a couple spell threads. Just gets +1 spell damage. +2, +3. I don't think I craft you anything here. I think you'll just be finding equipment for a bit. There's crossbows. A one-handed, higher ranged accuracy crossbow. Intriguing. The spoon is special, though? In what particular way? Or is it just like, oh, the spoon's fun? Like, is it actually different in a way that I'm not appreciating just yet? Kyle? Now, Kyle... Kyle does take a lot of advanced positions. I kind of want that. Kyle, let's look at your dagger options. Actually, I can craft like the highest level dagger right now. The Silent Orchid of Chayada. Does 3 more damage and does 3 more stunt damage. Oh boy. I think we do that? I think we just hard commit to that instantly? Eloise. That's hides, fabric, spell thread. We can do both of those. Do we? Do we need to do anything else if we do both of those? Gold Lock of Runelink, a mythic dagger. You know what? It's story time, friends. This is going to be called Gorgon's Bane. Crafted from the blade crafted from the No. Let me start the description here. It's trying to adjunct my own onto the end there doesn't help. This blade forged in the fires of Mount. Okay, never mind. Apparently, I just start plagiarizing when I write my own. The hilt of this blade. Hang on. No. The bone hilt of this blade was whittled over many sleepless nights from the bone of the Gorgon tibia of a Gorgon that still haunts Kyle. The blade sharpen. Wait, sharpen. Yeah. the blade sharpened by furious whetting. Wouldn't Gorgons need to have legs to have tibias? I do typically think of Gorgon as having like tentacles down below, but kind of like some force in between them. But yeah, Gorgons don't have. Okay, so fine. No Gorgon's bones. No Gorgon's bones. Okay. The alloy of this blade is unique. 1 part metal to 1 part Gorgon face crust. Turns out that's actually pretty good. There you go. Fine. Fine. That's what you get for arguing about a tibia, huh? All right. I do like him having Gorgon's Bane. Let's go over to Eloise. Eloise, what's up? Yes, you are low on hides. It's 3 LP. I'm not going to spend all my LP, but I will spend this because you are up in the fronts. Wilderguard. No. No. Naming a whole suit of armor at the same time. The stand... Well, that's not gonna work. That's not gonna work. The stand and deliver. This... That doesn't fit this world. Ryan, think flavorfully. Don't think for, like, references. Think flavorfully. Give me a moment. Thinking flavorfully takes time, you see. Battle hardened. She hates Dralvin, something claimed. Got it. We made it flavorful. With the descriptor. The battle hardened stand and deliver. Oh, did that actually already instantly make it? Or is it not even been made in the first place yet? It hasn't even been made in the first place yet? Okay, never mind. We'll make it. Fine. This is... the company god. No, because it's barbarian. It can't be... Damn, this is rough. I haven't got a. Eloise hasn't done a huge amount just yet. I didn't stand there, be a sentinel. Being a sentinel. Being a sentinel. Screw it. The furs of stopping. I like it. I like it. The item description. These garments, imbued with the anguish of 1,000 sat down enemies, almost appear to have a commanding presence all of their own. That'll do it. The furs of stopping. Okay, now I have 2 ingots, 3 heartwood, spell threads, legacy points, so it's possible that Silly can still get some. Silly could still get a Black Willow Flog, possibly. Could offhand a different weapon. Could get a second something on the other hand as well. Actually, let's have a look at something on the other hand. Throwing knives. 3 throwing knives that deal extra damage if flanking. A knife that does extra damage if flanking? Come on, that goes on Kimaru. Wait, no, that goes on Kyle. Which means that we're throwing away the Hurlax, unfortunately. Oh, hey-oh. How's it going, Ellie? I like that. I like that one right there. I think this one just goes. Maybe I should get you a different offhand. Do you care about having a different offhand, really? I don't think so. Eloise was always told she wouldn't be able to wear effective armor because she's a woman, so she hardened her muscles so much that she stunts on foes while wearing breastplate. Yeah, the first thing I was going to do was battle harden skin, right? Just like, you've hit me so many times that you will never damage me again. One full callus. But that felt like it was, again, getting too in the wacky direction, whereas I wanted to get more in a flavor direction. You can't offhand with a bow, it's a two-handed weapon. You say that, and yet. And yet. Well, this is the offhand out here. So it's first and second, right? First and second main. Yeah, I don't need to get you a better main. Kimaru, your dagger is fine as is. Yeah, no, fine. Get it. El Soli. I'm gonna call it the Soul Knife. Well, you know what? I'm giving a lot of these the title. It's just Soul Knife. Conjured by a... what am I looking for? Conjured by a roguish fellow, met 10 drinks deep in Eldenton's finest tavern. It's throwing knives, plural, so soul knives then. These knives shimmer with an aquamarine, a dull aquamarine light, and feel suspiciously cold to the touch at all times. So, if anyone's wondering what's going on with this, this one's actually a reference that no one's capable of getting in the stream at the moment. This is a reference to a D&D character that I'm playing at the moment, called Madh. I'll give you a small introduction. Madh the Haberdasher here. Congrats, well done. How's it going, friends? It's time for us to go on a journey. Mads is actually my character for Strahd, the Curse of Strahd, which I'm playing with housemates at the moment, as well as a couple friends outside. We're doing a lot of Zoom kind of situations for playing our D&D. Playing D&D every other day now because, everyone's in lockdown in Sydney, so it's an easy time to do so. But that character was supposed to be kind of happy-go-lucky, just running around the field, and I don't really take anything seriously, even this whole Strahd fella. Oh, of course I don't care about him. Why would I care about him? But I rolled awfully, ridiculously awfully in Death House and died. Like, we're talking like nat 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, like hard fail. And died. And the Finger of Oblivion, or whatever their name is, Nagoris or some such, decided to bring my character back, right? That was the DM effectively stepping in and going, okay, Death House is very lethal. There's some supplementary materials here that allow for people to be brought back if they die in Death's House and have flavorful things happen. And because my character was brought back without eyes, right? My character was brought back with just eldritch wounds in their face instead of eyes, and now can't see beyond 60 feet. They have blind sight, but they can't see beyond that at all. So, I get ambushed pretty easily. But because of that encounter, I decided that instead of going down the original path that I was intending for Mads, that I would go down a soul knife path and try and tie that kind of like dark, arcane, mystical, necrotic, psychic, kind of like all of those kinds of things into the way that the character then developed after the fact. So this is conjured by a roguish fellow met 10 drinks deep in Eldonton's finest tavern. This is effectively one of my characters just passing off some soul knives extra. I know, they shouldn't be able to work in that fashion. Also, they wouldn't be regenerated after the fact and they would work in a different way. The flavor demands that we make a little bit of sacrifice in that way sometimes. But I like the idea of just those kinds of being handed off by my character from the other campaign. Demi of Derp says, how's your throat feeling after all that D&D? Funnily enough, this voice takes no effort whatsoever to do. It's honestly mostly just about the kind of metering of your tone, your kind of words, you're choosing specific words that really show the kind of thing that you're trying to do with the voice going up and down all the way across. But it's most of the voices I can do as easily, sometimes maybe even a little easier than my main voice. Yeah, exactly. This is the voice that I perform, you see. This is my normal speaking voice, so I just have to change it from this. C-Lab says, are they a traveling merchant in the Adventure Time universe? The Shoes Goose voice that you are thinking of here is also based off the comic archetype of the voice of Ed Wynn. You'd recognize it in also things like the King Turbo, but King Turbo is Alan Tudyk doing an Ed Wynn and putting a little pepper on it. You put a little pepper on top of it, you get the turbo. That kind of thing, right? You've got characters that speak in the Wizard of Oz, kind of similar to that as well, right? It's used broadly across the field, basically everywhere. If you keep your ears open, you'll hear it. Create that item. I think we might be done with our gear upgrades for the moment, right? We got spell threads and legacy points. I don't want to trade away too much more LP, is the thing, though. There's the hang. You already got a leaf axe in your butts. None of you can get, like, a cheap armor or anything like that. All right. I think that's done. Silly fell into the work of discipling the Epicrest. If this is true, it hasn't always gone smoothly, and progress has mostly dripped along. The meanings of the weird stone have remained inscrutable for years. But today, something in his research slides into place. I suppose to sway an ancient people, and he can now guess where their enemies might be. It explains why we've had a few years of relative peace. It's not what we thought, Kyle. Love, listen. Imagine you're trying to raise an army. What's the first thing you do? Raise an army? Right, an army out of just normal folks.
I suppose I'd find the ones I trust first and be organized about it. Purposeful. You'd want the right people commanding.
A symbol. You'd want a symbol to rally support, wouldn't you? Especially if your people are ancients and set in their ways.
So you're saying that our Ulstrix, our master of Gorgons, needs this thing? What is it, some kind of divine spear? As a symbol to help convince the other Gorgons to follow it?
Yes, that's what I believe. And why does it need to do that? Why does it need the spear? Why does it need the support of others like it? What is Ulstrix? Why do herd animals move together? Power, I suppose. I don't know about the rest. I was able to find other records of epicrysts, rubbings. That was my first clue. An epicryst is like an ancient storytelling device, a way for telling a time-honored myth, but maybe in a different order of fashion. That's what I think. Anyway, sorry, I'm getting swept up. I checked the story elements here against some of our older legends. You know that tall tale? Kind of a poem or kind of a song in places. Queen of Seas? No, but get to the point. Our stone tells almost the same story. Almost. And according to our version, the spear was laid to rest in a named cavern. It's on one of our maps.
So that's what gives us an advantage, right? We know where it is?
But they've got a pretty big head start, so I don't know if it has anything to do with this, but Gorgon sightings are picking up again. Now seems like a good time for us to get started.
We've all changed, remember? All the havoc those things caused. And we couldn't stop them. But we're ready this time, aren't we? As long as we stand together, we're a wall no storm or season can topple.
The shadows deepen. All monster groups will draw in an extra monster card in every battle.